In today's video, I'll be going over the top 5 mistakes destroyer players make in World of Warships. So I'll be using Marceau as an example as I'm going through the top 5 mistakes that destroyer players make. Here's the build I use on the Marceau. It's built for the guns, maneuverability, and the engine boost you see here, and the reload. For the commander itself, it's meant for destroyer hunting. The main battery and A expert is for the extra gun range to get to 13.8, because if you don't, you'll be shooting inside of secondary ranges of secondary battleships, and that'll be very painful. So that's why it's built this way, and for the radio location to be able to hunt destroyers and subs. So let's go into a match and let's see how it goes. All right, so the first mistake that I see a lot of destroyers making is a very common mistake I see across all the classes is going to be not checking who your threats are, or in particular, not checking who has radar. So as we can see here, we have some threats here and a radar. We have a 12-kilometer radar from the Stalingrad. We have 2 submarines and an ocean. So the ocean can spot us, by just flying around. And we have the 2 submarines that are going to be a threat. The Gearing and Shima both have good concealments. Kassar concealment, it's okay. The Holland also has a nice concealment as well. But the U-45 is going to definitely be one of the bigger threats. So we'll see how this goes. Since there are, there is 1 division here, Bournemouth and Shima, so that may mess up the destroyer spawns a little bit. But as far as we have 1 submarine, 1 destroyer, 1 cruiser, and 1 battleship on this side along with me. So on the enemy side, there should be 2 destroyers, a sub, a cruiser, and a battleship going on that side. And then we also have the sieve that are around as well. So we do need to take note of those ships. So very likely we're going to see at least a Shima or a Gearing and a Kassar Holland. But yeah, we'll have to keep track of that as well as the Stalingrad. I'm expecting the Stalingrad and the defense div to be spawning in middle, but we'll have to see. One of the biggest things to know as a number 2 is checking who your threat is. So rule number 1 and rule number 2. Checking who your threat is, as well as not checking who has radar. So those are technically 2 rules that I've written down that people normally don't do. And rule number 3 is going to the caps right away. Now, as you can see, what me and the Shimmer are doing right now is we're not going for the cap right away. We're trying to secure the flanks. We're making it where we're going to be able to pretty much go down the lane here to kind of help spot. And if we do spot their destroyers, we can stop them from getting good torpedo angles onto our team. So that's what we're trying to do right now. Rule number 4 is not using your concealment to your advantage. Now that I know that the Shim is going to be coming out here with me, and I know he has a 5.4 kilometer concealment, 5.6, I can use that to my advantage. I can let him be the first one that gets spotted, or that does the spotting, while I sit a little bit more wide and be more of the gun DPM for the team. Now, I haven't popped my engine boost yet, because I'm using the Shima as more of a spotting tool. Now, I see that my RPF is more pointed here, so I'm going to pop my engine boost because I do know something's about to get spotted. U-45 is on the surface. I'm going to do a few shots at him just to get him to go underwater, and I am going to use HE on that. Looks like the Burgoyne is also leaving as well, so that's really good. Now, Shima is going to be right there. We have the Holland inside the cap as well. So we know that there's none of the destroyers are going to be going wide. Now, I'm going to put pressure on the Shima to get him to back off. We're going to do that real quick. And we know that both the Shima and the Holland both have their torpedoes, so I'll be watching out for those torps. Now, the Holland did just pop his torpedoes. Shima popped his smoke. Now, we're waiting for I'm going to do torpedoes just in case the Holland gets a little bit ballsy and stays right there, but I highly doubt he's going to. Now that I know the Shima popped his smokies there, I'm going to go a little bit more wide. Our submarine used his Hydro 2-6, so I know that the Holland's going to be around here. I don't expect him to turn in. I expect him to turn out. So I'm going to go and try to face him off. Now, this radio location is going to help tell me if he goes out or in. If he goes in this way, I'll turn around. Okay, so looks like he is going to be going in. So I'm going to now turn out to try to match where he's going. So yep, Holland's going to be going this way, so I'm going to use this RPF to be able to try to match where he's going, and I'm going to launch torpedoes to try to put a little bit of pressure in case I can try to keep the submarine underwater. or just to try to hit something, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so you see the torpedoes from those are Shima torpedoes, and now we're going to start putting pressure on the Holland. Holland was able to go dark, so that is unfortunate, and we're not going to be able to do any damage to him, really, since he's dark, so just a few blind shots, and we're going to turn out a little bit now. So the Holland hasn't decided to engage. I don't know why he is. It's pretty weird, but yeah, I don't really expect the Holland to do very well against me. He's not really a threat to me gunboat-wise, so I'm just going to keep going full speed. One thing you need to do while playing like the French is just, you just don't slow down. Just keep your speed going, and yeah, just keep going full speed all the time. You don't have to worry about that. Number 5 is also taking fights you can't win. As you can see, I'm not being super aggressive with my engagements. I'm doing a little bit of pressure to keep the Holland and them into check. There's no way this is going to hit me, right? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way, right? Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so something's back over here. I'm thinking that it's the sub. Nope, it's not the sub. It's the Holland. Okay, so that means the Holland backed off. RPF is back over on the submarine. So that means that the Holland is further back than the Kremlin. The sub is right there. Shim is backing off. So I'm going to start putting pressure onto this Kremlin. I'm not going to get close to him. I'm going to keep my distance, and I'm going to start trying to burn his DCPs. I know where the sub is. I know where the Holland is. I know where the Shima is. So I know that I can just start openly farming this Kremlin with no real threat. I am watching, of course, for the torpedoes from the submarine. And this Kremlin is not going to have a fun time from this Shima at all. And also from the Baleo. He's being gangbanged by torpedoes right now, and he's not having a very good time. I'm trying to just go full speed to be able to make it where the Kremlin has a hard time hitting me, and I'm also just keeping my speed, using that engine boost to just go extremely fast. All right, that's going to be a perma-fire on the Kremlin. So we're going to keep farming him a little bit. Now, once my engine boost goes down, I'm going to probably go dark, because I don't really want to risk taking too much damage. Because, again, the French don't have any heals, so you don't really have any way to heal back up all the damage if you take it. So I'm going to try to min-max just taking as little damage as possible. Since you don't have any heals, you don't want to risk taking too much unnecessary damage. Arsham is starting to back off since the Kremlin is pushing, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to be spotted by the sub or by the Holland or anything else. Nope, so I'm good. The submarine's just trying to push back in. That's okay. Kremlin is probably going to turn back in a little bit, so I'm going to do my torpedoes in anticipating him turning back in. So I'm going to get those ready. Bomb mouth took a shot at him, did a little bit of damage. That's okay. Holland went wide to deal with the Shima. I'm going to do more torpedoes in case he turns in. Shima's going to back off. He needs to back off away from that Holland. I can't really engage against them yet. I have to wait. But I will get in position to receive this Holland push. I have plenty of room on my right, so I can easily turn out when needed. Holland's definitely playing with fire right now. He really wants this Shima, and I want him to take the bait. That's why I'm not opening fire yet. I'm using my concealment to my advantage, and now this Holland does not have a chance to get away. He's dead no matter what. If I would have shot a little bit further away, he could have had a chance to get away, but yeah, no, he's not getting away from me. He's dead. If you saw that little wait there where he wasn't shooting, he definitely just launched torpedoes. So I'm going to go bow in to this area here, bow into him, because I know he just launched torps. And I'm going to use my radar location to start hunting down the other destroyer and the submarine. Now, just in case, I'm going to sit a little bit bow in here, just in case I see torpedoes. Just a little bit longer. And, nope, we're good. Okay, so we're going to start running down the ship, or wherever this radio location is, I'm going to start running down whatever it is. I'm going to start going in that general direction. And this match has gone really well on this flank. We're doing pretty well. We took out one destroyer, one battleship, and their Burgoyne, he didn't really want to deal with this side for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but he didn't really have the urge to really want to do too much. Oh, so the submarine, he is out here. I have to watch out for the Burgoyne salvo. That is a secondary build Burgoyne. Okay, I did not expect that at all. He's not shooting at me yet, So I'm going to turn myself away. Submarine's here. He's going on the surface. I'm going to take shots at him. Hopefully I can kill him. He's going to be very close to dying. Very, 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 very close. I see some torps. I'm probably going to eat them because I got a little bit greedy trying to go after this submarine, which is my own bad because I got greedy. That should be another rule, just being too greedy for submarine kills. Like, I got definitely baited by that submarine sitting on the surface, and that is my bad in that regard. So now I'm just going to be perma-spotted by him. All right, so we got to do a little bit of a wiggle here to get these torps off of my back. Let's see. I should be able to torp and wiggle there, and we're good to go here. Yep. So just a little bit of a wiggle, and now we're good. But yeah, that was definitely unnecessary. But I got greedy for going after the sub. That should be rule number 6. People wanting the submarine kill and being too aggressive trying to kill it. If I would have been a little bit more patient and not gone after as much, I wouldn't have taken that flood and taken a little bit of damage. Now, the little bit of damage I did take, it was definitely worth doing under the sub, because now the submarine is essentially a one-shot. He is trying to heal, but yes, since he's almost dead anyway, it doesn't make a difference, and he's dead. And now he gets a Soul Shaker on his back. Cool. All right. But let's go after the Burgone and the Ocean next, because we've essentially cleaned up this side at this point. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a secondary Burgone before. That's one of the first times I've ever seen one, so definitely a very unique play style. I hope he's enjoying playing it that way. But yeah. A lot of the Marceau players that I see, they try open gutting too many times, like not too many, but too early, and they waste a lot of their HP early, or they don't utilize like smokes or islands to their advantage to farm, and that's like a lot of big reasons why you see a lot of not very good like French Destroyer players. Now, when you do see a good French Destroyer player, you'll definitely be able to tell like right away on how they're playing or positioning. But yeah, normally in a French Destroyer, you never want to slow down. You always want to be staying full speed to dodge. Just those simple rules will keep you alive in a match. All right, so thank you, Shimon, for that smoke. I greatly appreciate that. Give you a little compliment there. But no, this match is essentially in the bag. It was a pretty clean match. I did make a few mistakes. I feel like I could have been a little bit more aggressive against maybe on the 9-10 line area. I could have been a little bit more aggressive there, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't like wasting HP. And I was also concerned with the battleship that was there as well, because Kremlin can do a lot of damage to destroyers. Sometimes it gets that miracle salvo and just absolutely slaps the living crap out of you. But it all just depends. But yeah, I know that some people don't like having the extended range on the Marceau due to how bad the airtime is, which is completely understandable. But with how the secondary meta is right now, with all the tier 10 secondary ships, it's mandatory at this point to have above 12.5 kilometer range on your guns if you're a gunboat. Because if you don't, you're just going to die. And you're not going to have a fun time. You're going to be suffering. Anytime you open up fire and you don't have smoke, you're just going to get farmed by secondaries. And it's not going to be fun. It's going to be extremely painful. Also, there's Columbos. Columbos slap. They hurt. Any of the HE throwing battleships will just chunk you. There's sap everywhere. There's just a lot of long-range secondaries or guns or anything that really hurts you. And as well as the 12-kilometer radars as well. That's also a massive threat that you have to deal with. Now, the match isn't over yet. They still have a Cassard and Baleo that are causing a lot of threats in the match. I'm trying my best to kind of run it down toward the CV to try to do a little bit of damage to them, but that thing is pretty stealthy and it's pretty maneuverable as well. So I'm probably not going to be able to spot them. Yeah, if it's fully built, it has an 8.7 kilometer concealment, which I really don't think he has. Oh, nope, he does. He does. He built it all the way for concealment. Oh, wow. That's actually a crazy build for this thing. Now, the Ocean is pretty squishy. So I am just going to start farming him down here. Hopefully I can get a kill on him. You'll have to see. He is almost dead. I have to hit his side because hitting his deck, I'm not going to be able to pen hit there. So I have to hit the side of his ship to actually damage him. So it's kind of difficult when you're zooming this fast to hit the side. So I got to hit the side there. We're good to go. Ah, yes, the beautiful salt shaker effect. Lovely. How lovely indeed. So, beautiful CV kill in the end. Beautiful. Gorgeous. So we got the submarine kill, as well as getting the CV kill. Well, looks like I got a bronze class, which is pretty nice. I'm also pretty close to silver. I did not expect to get that, but that's pretty cool. Let's see. We got third in the match. Monmouth got top. Very good job by him. I feel like I got the bronze just because of the fact that sometimes I get annoyed in matches, and I just... it's something I have issues with sometimes, but... 3 kills, 81,000 damage. 20k to Holland is really good. 8,100 is nice to the submarine. Ocean 7k. Kremlin was 33k. Burgoyne was 8k. Shima was 2k. All of our damage was just from guns and from fires. Torpedoes are pretty hard to hit. Some with how unpredictable people are turning. But overall, it was a pretty good match. Well, let me know what you guys think of today's video. If you agree with my top 5 mistakes gunboat destroyers make. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.